Hi everyone, this is Carrie Cole with Side by Side Educational Consulting, where we work side by side with educators to improve outcomes for all kids. We've been in a video series on the 5 secrets of a highly engaged classroom, and today I want to talk to you about the 4th secret for that highly engaged classroom. That 4th secret is ensuring that you have varied responses, varied ways for kids to respond. So when we think about that, I want to connect to some prior learning we had in our previous video, which was the idea that we want to have kids give the opportunity for kids to have more productive language opportunities, which involves more speaking and writing. That there is varied. So already we have 2 varied ways for kids to show their learning. We need to have more speaking in our classroom and more writing in our classroom. A third varied way for students to show their learning is through actions. So they could be acting things out, showing their learning through those action type responses. Let's think about this a little bit further. Let's start with speaking. So when you have more speaking going on in your classroom, you want to give opportunities for kids to articulate their learning. And one of the things that I would tell you is we need to incorporate more verbal rehearsal, more speaking, but it needs to be verbal rehearsal of the content. If they can't speak about what they've learned, there's no way they're going to be able to write about what they've learned. So a lot of times before I have kids even write about something, whether it's answering a question, reflecting on some learning, I have them talk about it with a partner or maybe talk about it with a table group. We talk about it first. We do some oral rehearsal about what we're going to write, and then we actually do the writing. So the speaking is one way that we can provide varied opportunities for practice. Another way is writing. We've already talked about that, but if we have kids actually writing about what they've learned, that's also a varied way for them to show their learning. I will tell you that writing is a really important way for kids to take their learning to a deeper level. You know, writing about something is not the same as speaking about something. When you actually have to write about your learning or write to answer a question, it forces you to reflect or think at a deeper level. So we also want to make sure that we have lots of opportunities for students to write about their learning within a lesson. Of course, the third way that you can have kids show their learning is by actively showing it. So they could act out vocabulary words or act out a scene from a text that they're reading. Through that action, they're showing in an active way their learning. So now that you understand those 3 types of active participation, more speaking, more writing, more active showing of what you've learned. The last thing that I want you to think about in this idea of types of active participation is just making sure that you're peppering it throughout your lesson, because it also enhances learning of the content. If you only wait till the end, the thing that kids are going to remember most is not everything from the lesson. They usually remember what's at the very beginning and maybe a little bit of what's at the end, not the middle. If you really want them to understand everything within the lesson, you're going to have to make sure that you've embedded those opportunities for reflection and learning through those productive learning opportunities throughout. There's this theory out there called the 10-to-2 theory, and I want you to think about this because this can help you in this idea of peppering your lessons with lots of active learning opportunities. So that 10-to-2 theory says this: for every 10 minutes that you teach, you want to make sure that you provide 2 minutes for kids to reflect or respond to what they've just learned. And I would tell you, this is for older kids. So when we're teaching younger children, we want to make sure that it's probably not 10 minutes, but a shorter amount of time. Maybe it's 5-to-2. For every 5 minutes that we're teaching, we have 2 minutes for kids to apply and understand. And it could be even shorter than that. The point of this is we're not going to have a big chunk of time where we're teaching, and then at the end kids do something with it. We want to pepper the lesson with those learning opportunities throughout. Stay tuned. The next video is we're going to talk about that 5th secret for a highly engaged classroom. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to give us a thumbs up, and also remember you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.